Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about how to take granny squares and turn them into a tote bag. So I've got one of my granny squares here and I'm going to show you all how to create the seams to create your tote bag. So this is the way you need to line up your squares in order to create the tote bag. So we've got 2 and then we've got 3 in a line and then we've got 2 more. So you're using this diamond pattern. And then you're going to have 4 more at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you're going to have those 4. And then you're going to have 1 and 2. Okay? So I'm going to put a picture on the screen to show how it should look when it's all lined up together. But what you're going to do is once you've lined it up, you're going to want to create seams. So what I'm doing is I am creating these different seams to connect the bag together, to connect the granny squares together. And so what I'm going to show you how to do first is how to create these seams. So I've actually connected most of this bag together. The only thing that I have left is this final square here. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the first thing you want to do is line up your granny square to where it needs to go. I'm going to attach them 2 squares together here, so that way when it's all done, said and done, it'll look nice like this. So I'm going to be sewing or crocheting right here. So the second thing you need to do is get out your yarn. Get out your yarn and your crochet hook. So I'm going to create a slip knot. One more time. Let's create that slip knot together. And now what we're going to do is create actual slip stitches along this line. So this is what you're going to do along the entire bag, but I'm just going to show you how to do it here. So first what you want to do is hold your 2 granny squares together like so. Then take your slip stitch and put it at the end, okay? Then I'm gonna take my hook, go through the 2 layers that I'm connecting, and grab that slip stitch and pull it through. Now that I've pulled it through, I'm going to create my slip stitch. So I'm going to chain 1. And that's how you connect this bag together. So now we're gonna put the hook through the 2 again, and then pull through and pull through again. So you're creating slip stitches all across the row, one by one. So you can just take this process slowly and just go 1 loop at a time until you've connected the entire square together. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing this. Connect, connect, pull through, connect, connect, pull through, and continuing until I get to the end of the square. Now some of the seams are going to be longer than others, so I'll show you in one moment what I mean by that. In some places, you're just going to need to connect 2 squares together like how I'm doing right now. But in other places, you're going to need to connect more squares together. So I have finished this. I have finished connecting these 2. Once you get to the end, you're going to take your scissors, cut, and then pull through and tighten. All right, so now that square is done and I'm done with this portion of the bag. Some places you're just going to be connecting 2 squares together, and in other places you're going to need to connect 4 squares together. So you're going to need to do 2 and then keep going and do 2 more. I think you can actually see more contrast with the brown and white squares. So connecting 2 and then connecting 2 more. And in one place you actually connect 3 sets. 1, 2, 3 sets. So you just move along as the bag is here, and you just connect everything together in the pattern that I showed you before. Everything you're seeing right now is the inside of the bag. And so I'm going to cut all of these short and weave in the ends when I am done with creating all the seams. The next thing you're going to do is actually fold the bag in half at this central square. So you have a lot going on one side, a lot going on the other side, but there's going to be this one central square that you want to fold everything in half along. And when you do that, you're going to have your full bag all together, and the last seams you're going to need to create are bringing these 2 corners together. Okay, and so what you're going to do on each side is you're going to connect from here to here, and the same on this side. You're going to connect from here to here, and then you'll be able to turn your bag right side out and you'll have a full bag. You'll also want to connect the bottom edges, so right along here and right along here. So when you do all of that connecting, it'll allow you to have a full bag. Here's your little pointy pieces on top. And so the last thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to create straps for your bag. Alright, so what we're going to do now is focus on making the straps. So to make the straps of this top, the first thing we're going to do is take our slip knot. So I've just made a slip knot, and go all the way to one of the corners, and we are going to put our needle, our crochet hook, into that first section there, put it into the actual slip knot and slip it through. All right, so now that we've got it connected, what we're gonna do next is go ahead and make a chain, 1, 2, and we can actually, what we're gonna do now is start creating a single crochet into that next place. So we're just going to create single crochets all the way across this edge here. All right, and then what we're going to do is do that all the way to the front and to the back side as well. So we're going to do that 2 times. So I'll meet you back here when we've done that. When you make it all the way around, you're going to finish the row by going into the initial chain, chaining 1, and slip knotting all the way through. So we have just finished the row. We finished the row all the way around. Now, if you want this to be thicker, you can go ahead and add extra rows. I like how it looks like this, so I'm going to leave it here, and then now we're going to work on the actual straps. So working from here, what we're going to do is create chains until, and you want to create the chains until they're long enough to reach around the bag, and you want it to be the length that you're going for. So I'm going to create these chains, and I'll meet you back at the other side. Okay, so once you have chained enough, you want to go ahead and connect it to the other side of your bag. So what I'm going to do is just go to the other side of the bag in that corner, and I'm going to go into that corner, connect that loop, and pull it through, and then chain 1. So now it's connected. And now what we're gonna do is do a slip stitch through the next area and pull it through, and then we're going to turn our work around, and now we are going to create, actually, do we need to do this one more time? We need to do this one more time. Sorry guys. You need to slip stitch one more time and then turn the work. So what we're going to do is we are going to be working with, instead of a single crochet, we're going to do a double crochet. So we're going to do a double crochet all the way through just so that way our strap can be thicker. So through all of those chains that we just worked, you just want to do double crochets. I'm just getting more. So you're going to want to do double crochets all the way through, just so that way we can create a thick strap. So I've started this here, and then we're going to keep going and then finish off at the other end. All right, now that I've made it back all the way to the beginning and I have my full strap completed, all I have to do is use a slip stitch to connect my strap, the edge of my strap, back to the beginning of the bag. So I'm pulling it through like this, and so that would be basically all you need to do. But what I do want to do is kind of reinforce this a little bit. So I'm just going to, since there's a hole here, I'm just going to connect this with the same slip stitches that we use to connect the granny squares together. So I'm just going to do that now. All right, almost done. Okay. All right, now that I'm done with all that and it's been connected properly, I am going to finish this off by just cutting off the excess and pulling this through. And now that finishes the bag. If you wanted to, you could, instead of cutting it here, you could go ahead and create an extra strap, so that way you could do 2 straps. You could do an extra thick strap by doing another row if you want, but this is going to be the end for me. And so yeah, thank you for crocheting this bag with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.